Hello, my name is Shirley Darlene Hoskins, and my purpose is to persuade you into saying mandatory drug tests should be required for any individual who wants to sign up for any type of welfare or government assistance. And people who are on government assistance of any kind should be monitored to make sure they are not abusing the system. According to the Tennessee.gov website, the state of Tennessee has 11 government benefits, not including government help for college. Some of those benefits offered in the state of Tennessee are Tennessee Families First, Tennessee Food Stamp Program, Tennessee Head Start, the WIC program, and TennCare, just to name a few. According to a website called StatisticBrain.com, the food stamp statistics are astonishing. In the year 2011, there were a total of 44,709,000 people on food stamps, and an annual cost of $71,800,000,000. Wow! Look how much money goes towards this one government aid each year. Tennessee has the second biggest number worldwide, with 19.9% of people in Tennessee participating. Out of those 19.9% of people have been drug tested to get their monthly benefits, 0. The state of Tennessee does not make it mandatory for drug testing to take place before giving people benefits. But we as the working public have to take a drug test to go to work to help contribute to the government assistance fund. But most people who choose not to work and get welfare and draw government assistance are able to get welfare and don't have to have a drug test. And our taxpayer dollars are going towards these people's living, grocery, and medical expenses. Now, what is wrong with that picture? You see people daily on the news getting charged with some sort of welfare fraud. The most popular in the state of Tennessee is the food stamp fraud, the TennCare fraud. I will give you a few examples in a minute. But first, I want to say that if people are on any type of government assistance, they should be monitored, and if they are caught frauding the system, they should never be allowed to apply or receive government benefits ever again. If you are frauding the system, you are just taking the resources from those that truly need it. I'm going to talk with you about a case of fraud that takes place more than people realize. If I had the time, I would go over several cases that would blow you away. It's actually really sickening. You know, there are many people who get large amounts of food stamps and they sell them to make cash profit. Yes, this is really happening. They will sell like $200 worth of food stamps for like $100. Why do they sell them if they really need them so bad? Your guess is as good as mine. But people like this take away from the many Americans who would use every bit of them. What about TennCare fraud? This is the case where you hear of the most in the news. People going to the doctor to get pain medication to either fill the drug habit or they are going to sell them for a profit. What I'm trying to let you see is that if people were both tested and monitored to make sure that they're not frauding the system, the number of people in welfare would drop drastically. What is crazy is I will see someone who lives in the projects, drives a brand new car, owns TennCare and food stamps with a new iPhone, all the best clothing, and drawing unemployment and buying drugs. Now, in that example, I see every government benefit being highly abused. Any college student wanting to get government financial help to pay for school should also be randomly drug tested. Many states are pushing for mandatory drug tests for welfare. I read an entire article by CutterLines.com that already has been approved this year. North Dakota, Kansas, Oregon, Illinois, New Hampshire, and Alaska, Nevada, and Virginia have considered drug requirements this year alone. I'm going to conclude you with this. If people have to be drug tested to work and to contribute to the government assistance fund, then people who receive it should be required to be drug tested and should be monitored for any fraud in general. There are people who receive it, really don't need it, and people who really need it and can't get it. Let's change that scenario.